We're going to continue with writing linear equations with given information, and like I said in other videos, I'm just going to make sure it's in slope-intercept form because it's going to be a lot easier. So I'm going to make sure these are in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So unless it says otherwise, which in this worksheet it doesn't, I'm just going to go ahead and say y equals mx plus b. All right, let's go ahead and talk about something like number 51 and 53. So notice how in this, actually we'll start with 49. So I did example of 45. 49 says contain the points 1, 3 and negative 1, 2. All right. Now, let's talk about the other form here. The other form we talked about was point slope. Okay. And again, I'll just write down the formula for us. Y minus y1. It's helpful just to memorize, and I always say writing it down helps me memorize. Okay. Now, what's in common with both of these different forms is the need for a slope, correct? You see how point slope, slope, intercept. So the one thing I need is the slope. Now, in number 49, you'll notice it doesn't give me any slope. So I actually need to find the slope, right? Because if I need to write the equation of a line, and I'm given 2 points, I need to go back and find the slope. I must have it. Having the slope is critical in order to graph a line or write the equation of a line. So the way we do that with 2 different points, I'll show you a visual representation. That way it's a little bit easier to explain, and then I'll do a little bit more conceptual. So 1, 3 and negative 1, 2 is right there. Okay. So I need to find out what the slope is for a line connecting these 2 points. All right. So if I take a look here, I need to go up 1 and then to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. Because as I hope most of you know, slope, most people say, remember, oh, it's rise over run. But I find that confusing because what if it doesn't rise? Because sometimes you remember how you go down on the y-axis, so you're like, that's not rise, I don't get it. So another way I want you to think about slope is the change of y over the change of x. This is something that's going to help you prepare for calculus, okay? This idea of like the change or the difference of y over the difference of x or the change of x. When we say change or difference, we subtract 2 values. So I started here, I ended here. What was the difference? So you subtracted 2 values to get your answer. All right? So we drew the picture, which gave us up 1 over 2, but how can I figure it out mathematically or conceptually without using the picture? Well, remember, it's change over y, change of x. So the x changed from 3 to 2. All right? So it changed from 3 to 2. So I'm going to do 3 minus 2 on top to find out the change. And then I'm also going to do 1 minus negative 1 on the bottom. Right? Because remember, it's different, so I need to put subtraction, but also notice how I put both negatives. So the difference is because it's the change, and this negative 1 comes from the actual point. And so, as I'm sure most of you discover, that becomes positive, so plus. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, and so my slope is 1/2. Just like how we confirmed in the picture, right? We can see that it's 1/2. All right? So that's the slope of this line, and now I have a slope and I have a point. Now it goes back to, oh wait, point slope form, right? If I have the slope and I'm given 2 points, 1 and 2 points, just choose one of the points. It doesn't matter which one you pick, and let's go ahead and solve this one. Okay, so let's pick the one with both positive numbers. That sounds nice. So it'd be y minus 3 equals m, the slope, which is 1/2, x minus 1. Correct. All right. So distribute the 1/2. Y minus 3 equals 1/2 minus, or 1/2 x, minus, again, 1/2 times negative 1 is just going to make it negative 1/2. All right. And then to get it in slope-intercept form, we'll add 3. But hopefully you guys noticed that I need to have common denominators in order to combine negative 1/2 and positive 3. So I need the common denominator, which is 2, so multiply both top and bottom by 2, which gives me negative 1/2 plus 6 over 2. So negative 1/2 plus 6/2 makes positive 5/2. All right, and that is the equation of my line. All right, so that's how you do the equation of a line if you're only given 2 points. So given 2 points, you got to find the slope. The slope is the most important feature of a line. And then once you have the slope, use one of the points and use point slope for it.